Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Dashcoin Research Podcast. I'm your host, Nicholas Wenzel, and today I have Alex Finn with me. Alex is the creator of CreatorBuddy, the tool that helps you go viral on Twitter. Alex, it's great to have you here.
Good to be here, my man. It's very excited.
Yeah, I love your product. I've been trying to use it. It's still a bit of a learning curve. I admittedly skipped over your tutorials and then paying the price for it because that's
It's
how I use like
important.
every product. I always try to figure it out myself, and right now shot myself in the foot a little bit. But I'm so busy with all these podcasts I'm doing and working on my website, so I haven't found a ton of time to really get good at using it. But it seems really cool. What are some of the so? Let me step back and maybe let you describe what the project does at a high level.
Yeah, so I built CreatorBuddy by myself and launched it in January this year. It is the only AI tool on the planet that's trained on both the X algorithm as well as all your content on X. And so it's really a growth engine for you on X. It's basically the systems I've been building the last 3 years, completely powered by AI, where an AI knows all your content, knows how the X algorithm works, is able to tell you what's working with your content, what isn't working with your content, what you should write about, is able to give you tweet templates so that you can create better content based on what's working for you. It's able to tell you who to reply to. It helps you reply guy with the world's only reply guy tool. It's basically an AI content coach that makes sure you make the best content possible so you can grow on X.
Wonderful. It's a super needed tool. I've been on X for years now, and I still have a pretty small following, and I don't know how to go viral consistently. And it's great to have a tool that can help me do that because it's super important. So, what led you to building that? Like, tell us a bit about your background. Like, who are you, Alex? What brought you here?
Yeah, so I have been tweeting for about 3.5 years now. I started off as NFT God on Twitter. And so I had this account, NFT God. I was tweeting about crypto and NFTs. And then I was doing this all while having a 9 to 5. It was kind of just my hobby to tweet about it all. And so I was developing these systems to create content while I had a 9 to 5 where I would like brainstorm ideas and then review past ideas to see how they worked. And I had like a whole spreadsheet of like literally thousands of posts I would copy and paste from X to the spreadsheet to like review. I'd review every post I put out to see how it did, like what topics and themes worked well. And then I have kind of a tipping point on X a couple years ago when Elon open sources the algorithm. And I have a background in computer science. I've been a programmer my whole life. And so I went through the algorithm code and I wrote like threads on it, and it went super viral. And Elon reposted it, and Mark Cuban engaged with it and hired me for a summer, and like a lot of really cool things happened. So then I switched my branding to Alex Finn, so I now have this mainstream account where everyone knows me, and NFT God's probably the douchiest branding of all time, so I switched to my real self. August of last year rolls around and I discover Cursor, right? So being able to build apps with AI, and I've always had the dream of building an application, releasing it. And so I decided to take my system I've been building for years where I'm like reviewing all my posts in the spreadsheet and seeing what works and what doesn't, and build an application and make life easier for myself. And I was hoping, okay, if I'm making life easier for myself and reviewing my content, maybe other people will like this too. And so I basically build an AI that syncs with your X, takes all your posts, reads through all your content, knows the engagement you're getting, what's working for you, what isn't, and is able to tell you what works and give you tweet templates and generate you content that goes viral. And so I released that by myself in January. So built it completely by myself, designed it, built it, everything. Within 10 minutes of releasing it in January, I was at $100,000 annual recurring revenue. Within 2 hours, I was at $200,000 annual recurring revenue. And now I'm at $300,000 annual recurring revenue with the app completely built by myself, marketed by one person team completely. And so that's the story of CreatorBuddy. We launched on Believe, I think it was 4 weeks ago now. We've been super successful. We've at times, including this morning, been the #1 project on Believe, other than the launch coin. And yeah, it's exciting times.
That's super exciting. This is awesome. I love the age of one man shows that can make like significant ARR. That's awesome. So tell us the story of launching the coin. Like what led up to that decision to go ahead and launch it?
Yeah, so I've been heavily involved in crypto for a long time now, and up until this point, the popular vehicle for crypto has been meme coins, right? In the social contract, kind of what meme coins is, I'm going to do whatever it takes to bring attention to this coin. I'm going to pump it and shill it relentlessly. And I don't like that, right? That's not me. That's not scalable. That's not maintainable. That's unpredictable. And I think it kind of sacrifices your reputation. And then when I discovered Believe about 4 weeks ago, basically right after it launched, there's a few things I really liked about it. One, it was designed to integrate tokens into applications. So instead of the social contract being, I'm going to shill this relentlessly, the social contract became, I'm going to build cool apps around the token. And that is a contract I'm willing to sign. I'm willing to integrate a token into an application, find innovative ways to use it, and keep building my application. Because I was already doing it already. I was already building CreatorBuddy, so now all I needed to do was integrate it in. And one thing I found incredible about crypto in my time in it, I bought Bitcoin in 2017. I've been in it ever since, and I've been through NFTs and everything since. The one thing I've found completely unique to crypto is the communities that form around it, right? Like people get into assets and they get super into that asset, and communities form around it kind of organically. And I thought, if I could do this, if I can successfully integrate this, and people buy in and they form a community around it, it could start kind of a flywheel effect where people get into the coin, they build a community around it, they talk about my software, they get super into the software, and that kind of flywheel effect goes. And that's exactly what I've seen. And since we've launched on Believe, we've had the best growth ever for CreatorBuddy. Things have been skyrocketing, community's been incredible, and it's been an awesome experience since.
That's awesome. I love that story. A lot of founders kind of did it with, that I've spoken to, kind of did it with like not a plan really in place. So like they didn't really know what they were doing when they launched it. And you're one of the few that has like calculatedly made this decision with like reasoning ahead of time. So that's cool to see. CreatorBuddy is also one of the few products that's like really live in its full useful form. Like it's already working for users, and you have a token integrated into it. Like you already implemented it. And so can you tell us like quickly what the token does in the platform, like how it's integrated at the moment?
Yeah, right now, what we do is we have a rewards program in the app. And basically, everything you do in the application, everything you generate with AI, every idea you save, every button you click, earns you what we call buddy points. A large part of the CreatorBuddy user base has no idea what crypto is disgusted by the term in it. So we call it buddy points in the app so that it's friendly to everybody. And basically, the way it works is you can use these buddy points to redeem for rewards, whether it's free monthly application, whether it's AI credits, whether it's one-on-one consulting with me for half an hour on your content. All the points can be redeemed, right? And so what we do is every time a point is earned, we purchase the token, and every time a point is spent, we burn it. And so this is the kind of way we drive kind of the flywheel effect to the token in the community. You can't withdraw from the platform because just feedback from the crypto space is like they don't like that because it introduces a lot of selling pressure. So you earn the points, you can use it for rewards, and what we're doing is we're expanding the vision even more. We're going to be building a whole family of Buddy applications, of Buddy AI applications. I already have my next app I'm building that will be coming out soon. I'm going to be building CreatorBuddy until the day I die. So that's always will be improving. But thanks to the power of AI agents, I could build multiple apps at once. So I have my next application coming in the next few months, which will have Buddy fully integrated. And today we announced a partnership with Kevin DeGods, the co-founder of DeGods. He's building his own AI application that will be built on Buddy rewards as well, that will launch soon. And then we're also starting a kind of venture firm where we're going to try to get other people into the Buddy network to be building AI tools, build it on top of Buddy, and just basically build this into a network of all these different tools built onto Buddy, which will get a lot of people into the ecosystem. So a lot of cool things happening.
That's super exciting. Can you tell us more about the venture arm of this? Like, are you going to be seeding companies? Like, how are you thinking about that? Could you give us more details?
Yeah, so I think, in the age of AI, money isn't the problem. Money isn't the barrier. And while we are willing to seed companies and give them money when they need it, we actually don't think that's the biggest barrier. We think the biggest barrier is one, knowledge, two, the ability to execute ideas. And so we are going to be working with people who have ideas, come to us with ideas for AI apps, and enabling them to build their application, whether it's us helping them with figuring out how to build their application, providing them the tools they need to build the application, providing them the marketing to build the application, and all the above. So yes, capital is one part of this, but I actually think the biggest challenge people have when it comes to launching applications in the age of AI is just like knowledge and figuring out what the next steps are to execute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So, like, very much an accelerator and an advisory
Yes.
kind of role. That's awesome. Yeah, speaking of advisory, I feel like a lot of Believe founders are coming in from Web 2 and they're kind of confused as like to how to integrate their token, and there's so much to learn for them in crypto. And I'm wondering, I think you're at a really unique and great position for this, that you are crypto native to a large extent, and you have integrated your token and you have a great product. So for other Believe founders, I want you to talk to them a bit, give them advice on like how you think how should they think about integrating a token? How should they think about their token in general? And how should they think about fees?
Yeah, this is one of the advantages I had getting into the space is I've been in Web3 forever. Like I just understand the space. I've been in the trenches. I've been, my first big win was January 2022. I bought like 40 of these cartoon lizards called creeps, and at like 100x. And I was like on Discord at 4 in the morning every morning in bed on my iPad, like. So I understand how the space works. I understand what they feed on. I understand what gets them going. And narrative is everything. Narrative is absolutely everything when it comes to Web3, right? Like there's a bunch of really good applications in Believe, but they unfortunately don't know how to tell a narrative that's interesting to their market, right? And their market being people on the Solana blockchain. People on the Solana blockchain are supremely interested in narrative only, right? And so building your application, that's important. That's good. You should definitely do that. You should definitely build. But narrative is so critical. So communicating with your audience on what it is you're building, what's coming next, how it impacts your ecosystem, how it impacts your token. Those are all things you not only need to communicate, you need to communicate it endlessly, 20 times a day. It just is what it is. Your audience in Web3 has the attention span of a goldfish. Just is. Like they're always looking for the next 100x. They're always looking for the next 100x. So if at any point they don't believe that your token's the next 100x, they're going to move on and sell it for whatever they think, even if it's like a fart coin. They'll go for fart coin instead if they believe it's going to be 100x. So it's so critical that you build a narrative where, if you care about the token's price, if you don't care about the token's price, do your thing, but like this is Web3, let's be honest why we're here, right? So if you do care about your token's price, you need to build this narrative where at all points, all your holders believe 100x is coming at some point. And you got to keep building that narrative while also obviously building your application. If you fail at either of those two things, you're going to fail, right? You can't just build a fake narrative and not build an application. If you can do both, you're going to succeed. And that's what we've been focusing on at Buddy is, okay, let's build a world-class application, which we've been doing, but at the same time, tell this narrative around where we're going, what we're doing, and why it's so exciting to really get the community excited about it.
You do a fantastic job of having that narrative like constantly. I always see you on my feed and I'm like, fuck yeah, CreatorBuddy, like let's go, Alex. You keep me hyped up. And like you said, that's really important in this industry. And so maybe the other Believe founders can get on CreatorBuddy and make a narrative and like generate a bunch of content that they agree with and that they love, and just like schedule a bunch of tweets, like schedule tweets 5 days out and get a content stream going. Is that something you think that you'd advocate for?
100%. This is why I'm so excited about CreatorBuddy, and this is why I thought it was a perfect fit for Believe. Is Web3 is Twitter, period. If there was no Twitter, there'd be no Web3. Like Web3 is Twitter, right? Your success on Twitter has a direct correlation with your success in Web3. And so we keep using the word flywheel. I think it's probably the most overused term in belief, but it's accurate here. CreatorBuddy has this incredible flywheel where it's like people have success on CreatorBuddy, then they tell other people about it. That brings more attention to CreatorBuddy, which brings more attention to Buddy, which brings more people onto the platform, which sends them viral, which gets them to talk about it, right? And it's this awesome flywheel. And so, yeah, I think it is critical for people to be using CreatorBuddy to kind of build the content around their project because it's going to help them go viral, which will help them get more customers onto their app, right? Which will help them get more people onto their X, which will help them build more content in CreatorBuddy, and around we go. So that's why I think CreatorBuddy is in a very unique position to succeed in this ecosystem, and why also could be a huge help for other founders and Believe as well.
Awesome. Do you feel supported by the Believe team?
Yes. I mean, a few things. They are very responsive on Slack. Anytime I've had a challenge, they fixed it. So that's great. I think if I was to make any requests, I would think promotion and marketing would be excellent. They've never really talked. We're maybe the biggest project on the platform. We've never been talked about once. That's fine. We're generating them tremendous amounts of money. That's fine. So that would be great. I almost look at them in a way as like a record label, right? If you're going to split all your profits with like a record label, you would hope the record label would do like a lot of marketing and support and things like that. They're doing great support from if I run into challenges, they fix the challenges. They're building out the APIs and the tools for creators, which is great. So I feel support in that way. But, from the marketing side, it's not that we need marketing. Everyone's talking about CreatorBuddy, but if you're going to split profits with a record label, you'd hope the record label will do a little bit of marketing as well.
For sure. I mean, I totally echo that sentiment. And I do kind of give them a pass on this because I think it's actually, they get into like legal hot water if they do pick favorites, so to speak. I don't know how much they can really do to promote certain projects because I think then other projects will complain and I don't know I think there's a legal consideration there is what I'm trying to get at.
I'm no lawyer, so maybe that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Is there any other projects that you're super excited about in the Believe ecosystem? When you look out there at other projects, do you think who do you think is doing it really right or doing it really well, or what gets you excited?
I'm going to be honest. I focus exclusively on my application. I'm not really looking at what other people are doing. I see other applications integrating it in, doing the reward system like we're doing. We launched the rewards a couple weeks ago, and since I think a bunch of them have added in as well. I think I support everyone in the Believe ecosystem. I think a rising tide, whatever the saying is, rises all boats. So the more other projects are succeeding, the more we will succeed. So I'm 100% supportive. I think it'd be great to have, Believe spaces and, all the founders come in and support each other. I think it'd be great. So I think they're all doing a good, anyone who's building real stuff is doing a good job. The memes, I don't think the memes are best for the Believe ecosystem. I think it's again, narrative is so critical, right? I think the narrative needs to be the apps and the projects on Believe are legit apps. But no, I think everyone's doing a good job who's integrating their token into their app.
Yeah, I like what you said about a rising tide lifts all boats, and that's the sentiment I've heard a lot from all the Believe founders I've talked to. They're excited to be with each other, and they give each other advice, and we all help each other in the creator Slack, which is really nice. What would you say to a CreatorBuddy holder who's held it from the beginning, the very day one he bought, and he's just been holding it the whole time, and he believes in you, Alex? You got any words for him?
Yeah, a few things. Well, I hope you've been enjoying the application. I hope it's been sending you viral. That's great. But two, we got a long roadmap. We announced our partnership with ICM Gods this morning, where we're going to be building out a ton of applications on top of the ecosystem. There's a lot more to come. It's day one. We have the world's best AI content app on day one, which is pretty sick. And we have an entire ecosystem applications coming very soon. So a lot of exciting things coming down the road.
Fantastic. Well, Alex, I think that's about all my questions. I really appreciate you coming on the show. And let me ask you real quick before we end, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about that you want to share that maybe we haven't touched on yet?
We live in an exciting time where anyone can build and do anything because of AI. You know, there's a bunch of people in the arena right now, going out there, experimenting, putting their asses on the line, doing whatever they can to try new things. And everyone should be doing it, right? It shouldn't be just the select 5 or 6 people that are on top of the Believe leaderboards doing it. Everyone should be doing it. So if you're watching this, you're a fan of the Believe ecosystem, there's zero reason for you to not go right now on a Grok or on the Chat GPT, say, I have this idea for an application. How do I build it? Right? And then build it out, right? Everyone here who's a fan of Believe, that means you're a fan of builders. You should be a builder. So go on AI, ask, hey, I want to build an application. Here are all my ideas. Which one should I build and how do I do it? Everyone should be launching on Believe who has a legitimate idea for an application. So if you're watching us, build something. That's what I'm trying to say.
Love it. Go build something. Go out and build something. Thanks, Alex, for coming on. Everyone go try out CreatorBuddy and follow Alex on X, if you probably are already. Until next time, Alex.
Appreciate you, man.